Hello. I'd like to talk about self-worth and the interesting phenomenon of so many people who work so hard and give so much to their communities, to their families, to their friends, and still have a low sense of self-worth, even though they're giving themselves in all of these ways. That's really interesting to me, and I'm really curious as to why that may be the case. And the idea came up regarding values. And I think that there's a very important connection between our alignment in our daily lives to our core values and to our sense of self-worth. So, for example, a person who's doing so much and is super involved in their community and they're, let's say, I'm just making this up, but they're building gardens and creating edible landscapes and then also, volunteering at the local food pantry, and they're also doing a full-time job, and they're also raising a bunch of kids. They're doing a million and one things. And even though one might think that those things would leave them feeling really strong and centered and knowing of themselves and knowing that they're being true to themselves and they're doing good work, oftentimes doing all of those things still doesn't leave that person with a sense of this deep, worthiness and feeling of being worthy of what they want in life and what they deserve in life. So if someone does something that they feel is right, according to what society tells them is right, that isn't going to leave them with the same sense of worthiness and self-worth and, joy, fulfillment, all these things that feel so good to experience in our lives. They're not going to feel all of that stuff if they're not actually doing that which they're built for doing, that which they uniquely love to do. So it's so important to really hone in on what your life demonstrates that you love. Not what you think you're supposed to be, not what everyone's told you to be, or what everyone thinks is morally the high ground and, a charitable cause. And, this is what good community looks like. And obviously, I'm not saying that all of those things are bad examples of being a community member. What I'm saying is that there isn't a formula that we should all fit into. It doesn't make sense. We're all very, very unique creatures that came to Earth and came to being with different sets of skills and different interests and different passions and different things that fire us up and get us excited. And if you're not feeling fired up and excited in your life, if you don't have a sense of life as a celebration and this deep gratitude of, wow, I get to be here and I get to connect with these people or whatever it is that you're connecting with, I think that there might be something out of alignment there. I think that we all are fully capable of feeling huge, vast amounts of gratitude for this life and feeling super engaged with our lives and feeling challenged and feeling alive and celebrating life. So, if you're someone who does all the right things and then feel confused about still experiencing a sense of lack in some way, I would really, really encourage that you take an assessment and you look into your values of what you actually deeply love and care about and the things you actually do in your daily life, and see if the way that you've built your life matches that. And if it doesn't, great. Now you have awareness of things that you could potentially tweak into a position where you are experiencing more expansiveness and connection and excitement and enthusiasm. If those things are missing, then there's something that can be changed, I think. I think it's a birthright for us to experience the vastness and the wonder of life. And I think that experiencing those types of feelings help us feel worthy. And doing work that is aligned with our core values helps us feel worthy, as opposed to trying to fit into this constraint of what's considered good and right and normal. It's such a lie. It's such a lie. And I think it really behooves us to shatter that lie within our own lives and be an example for each other and show each other what it looks like to live with enthusiasm and to take risks, especially speaking to this demographic of people that I consider myself to be in, highly privileged, has access to billions and millions of resources. If I lose a job, oh well, I'll go get another one. I've got this car that can take me where I want to go. I'm in good health. All of these things, tick, 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 tick. All of those boxes are ticked. So if you find yourself in a position where all of those boxes are ticked and you're not experiencing a high level of enthusiasm and joy and excitement in your life, then you're doing a disservice to all of us, honestly. I mean, that might seem a little bit harsh, but when you're around someone who is lit up from within and who's doing exactly what they love and who's being a total weirdo in their unique way, and you can feel that their expression is totally authentic, that is a huge door opener for anyone around and gives them permission to think for a sec, whoa, wow, that person is totally expressing themselves unapologetically and they're having a great time. And I'm doing all these things, everyone tells me that those are the right things to do, but I'm not having that great of a time. Maybe I can give myself permission to share and express my truth instead of doing what I've been told is right. I'm doing what I've been told I should do. So it's so powerful. And honestly, I think that the future of humanity kind of depends on how well we are able to show up and express vulnerably, express truthfully, see each other in that expression, be willing to ask questions, be willing to examine ourselves. I think the future of humanity depends on our ability to do that. So, very much encouraging you to look within and take an assessment of your life. And I have an awesome resource, the Dr. DeMartini Free Values Assessment, which is so helpful in having awareness of what it is that you actually value. Not what you're supposed to value, but what you actually value. And then once you have that, you can really see how your life is or isn't aligned with those values. I want to see you lit up. I want to see all of us doing what we love. And we can. We totally can. So, yes, I am rooting for you and I'm on your team. And once again, if you aren't asking yourself these questions and doing these kinds of investigations and explorations, in my opinion, that is a disservice to society and to humanity. Because I think that we're at a point, especially for those of us who are living comfortable lives, who have all of these privileges, who have access to all of these resources, if we're not asking those questions, and if we're not taking advantage of the opportunities that we have and the comforts that we have, and crafting our unique lives that are aligned with our truth, and sharing and expressing from that authentic place, we are causing harm because we're living a lie. We're living a lie. We are not meant to follow a formula for life. You do this, you do this, you do this, and then you settle down and then this happens. No, no, that's not how it happens, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm rooting for your empowerment, and I'm rooting for your honest and truthful expression. And there are so many resources out there to help you build awareness and live the life that you dream of. Your dream life doesn't have to be a fantasy. It can be your actual life. So, yeah, I'll stop ranting. And please let me know if you are interested in the resource that I spoke of, the values assessment. And if you are interested in the work that I do and in ways that I can support you in living your dream life, your perfectly aligned, fulfilling, joyful life that you can be genuinely enthusiastic about, let me know. Let me know, and thank you for everything that you do. And I hope that within you, you feel a deep sense of worthiness of a beautiful life, worthiness of health, worthiness of wealth, worthiness of deep connection. Yeah, I think that I guess my rant isn't over. Yeah, I'm involved in circles that are interested in rewilding and once again learning how to be in good relationship with the land and with the water and with the animals and the plants and all of the life that supports us. And yeah, it's a pretty common belief, pretty common narrative to think that our severance as a society from nature and from all of this life that supports us and allows us to live in the way that we do, that's caused some problems. And in my opinion, the severance that we've experienced as a society from our inner nature is also causing some really big problems that are solvable. We can solve them. And the amazing thing is we can solve these big, scary, seemingly unsolvable problems by asking questions. It's incredible. It's wild. We have the technology. We have the technology to get to where we want to go and to be who we are and to express that which is true and sacred to us. We can do that. And I hope that we do. And I'm certainly, I've got ways to go, and I'm learning every day about how I can do that more and more. And I support you. And yeah, let me know if any of this resonates, or if you want some support or resources. Big times, huge times. We are in historic times. This is a historic moment right now. And we're being challenged and we're being asked to show up. So let's do it. Let's show up. All right, rant over.